TSMC has exploded higher plus 6.94% to $462.12, a historic single-session move that demands your attention. In this video we break down what is driving this and what it means. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. It is Friday, June 19th, and this is your complete global market briefing. Caution prevails across asset classes. Equity markets are responding to reports that our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. Let us start with a quick look at how the major global markets are positioned today. Starting with the major global indices. S&P 500 is up plus 1.08%, trading at $7,500.58. Equity markets are responding to reports that our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. NASDAQ 100 climbed plus 2.48% to $30,406. Equity markets are responding to reports that our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. Dow Jones is broadly flat at $51,565, awaiting a fresh catalyst. Investor sentiment is being shaped by our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. DAX edged higher plus 0.65% to $25,096. Traders are reacting to news that oil prices stabilize after release of US-Iran deal text, barons. FTSE 100 is little changed, hovering near $10,391. Equity markets are responding to reports that our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. Now let us turn to some of the biggest names in global equities. TSMC made a dramatic move today, surged plus 6.94% to $462.12. N2 node ramp is the most important near-term catalyst. Demand from Apple, Nvidia, and AMD exceeds current capacity. The geopolitical Taiwan risk is the permanent discount the stock will carry, but the fundamental earnings power is exceptional. Arizona fab progress and US CHIPS Act subsidy clarity are the structural positives. Infosys plunged minus 6.50% to 1,054.20 Indian rupees in a significant session. Operating margin trajectory toward the 19 to 21% target is back on track. The risk is North America financial services softness. Any new large deal announcement, particularly in European manufacturing, would be a meaningful catalyst given the diversification it signals. BHP made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 5.60% to $61.40. China property market stabilization is the single biggest catalyst for iron ore, and hence BHP near-term earnings. Any positive PMI or construction data from China would move the stock. The copper growth story is intact regardless. Northrop Grumman made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 5.21% to $521.50. Government IT and classified programs provide stable base earnings that are often underappreciated. The next intercontinental ballistic missile contract is a potential large upside catalyst. Watch for any DoD budget line item commentary on space programs. Now let us dig into the macro picture driving these moves. Geopolitical risks remain elevated. Traders are reacting to news that oil prices stabilize after release of US-Iran deal text, barons. This is keeping traders cautious and supporting flows into defensive assets. Central bank policy is at the forefront of investor minds. Equity markets are responding to reports that our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. On the data front, investor sentiment is being shaped by our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. Turning to commodities. Brent crude slipped to $79.48 per barrel, down 0.46% on the session. The move follows reports that the new Gulf energy order implications of the UAE's OPEC exit Egypt oil and gas. WTI crude dipped to $75.78 per barrel, down 1.07% on the session. The move follows reports that the new Gulf energy order implications of the UAE's OPEC exit Egypt oil and gas. Natural gas dipped to $3.21, down 0.84% on the session. Traders are reacting to news that oil prices stabilize after release of US-Iran deal text, barons. Gold dipped to $4,181.50 per troy ounce, down 1.01% on the session. The gold move is partly driven by gold fails the safe haven test again, Fisher Investments. Let us give you our near-term view on TSMC. From a momentum perspective, the next key resistance for TSMC sits around $489.85. A sustained break above that level could attract further institutional buying. The main risk to the upside scenario is a shift in macro conditions or central bank tone. This is our analytical view, always do your own research. In the currency markets, Euro to US dollar is at 1.15, losing 0.38% on the day. Pound sterling to US dollar is at 1.32, losing 0.49% on the day. US dollar to Japanese yen is at 161.27, gaining 0.41% on the day. Currency markets are reacting to 90% silver half dollars, the 1964 secret most people miss. Most people don't realize that half dollars minted before 1965 contain 90% silver. At Money Metals, we sort thousands of Walking Liberty, Franklin, and Kennedy half dollars every year. If you're stacky, LinkedIn. Let us close with the key events and catalysts on our radar. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. Every morning, before markets open, we break down exactly what is moving and why. If you want that edge every day, subscribe and hit the bell icon. If today's analysis was useful, a like is the best way to support the channel. We genuinely appreciate every single one. We read every comment. Drop your view below. That wraps up today's coverage from MTRS_Market Pulse. This content is for educational purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own research. Stay disciplined, and we will see you tomorrow. That is your full global market briefing from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe and turn on notifications for daily updates.